Hey everyone, welcome back to the I Got Issues channel. I'm the Near Mint Nerd. Today we got the part 2 of our big haul video. The first part went up on Monday. If you haven't checked that out yet, give it a look. But there's no continuity. You can watch this one first. It's all good. But if you do like what you see today, be sure to go backwards a little bit, check out Monday's haul as well. It's kind of, spiritually connected, I guess I would say. Okay, so I went to BMV last week. I bought like 100 or so comics. I broke up the haul. That haul video was still about 30 minutes, and I think this is at least half of those books. So I apologize in advance if this video is a little bit long. Hang in there. Maybe take a break in the middle, have a little snack, and then hopefully you can make it through. And if you do, you're going to see me on the other side. Okay? Have fun. Get in there. Get your feet wet. Have a great time. First up, X-Men and Alpha Flight #1. This is a 2-issue limited series that I've always thought should have been worth a little more money than it's worth. Still easy to find this one in all the dollar bins. Also picked up #2 of that, Loki on the cover, The Lord of Lies. Yeah. Some of these X-Men and books, like X-Men and Fantastic Four and stuff like that, they're really great comics. They look great, but they never really appreciated in value. I guess there was just too many of them. But this is a pretty cool cover. Next up, we have Uncanny X-Men #152. Yeah, it was $1. I know these are probably like, these guide for $5-10. But they all had little flaws, like they weren't, none of these I don't think are, 9/8. This is actually a really nice cover. There may have been a little bit of scratching on the back or something. I can't remember, but, again, I've rebagged these so they look better than they are. This is a great Storm cover. Very nice. And then another great Storm cover, 180, which is a newsstand. So that's apparently that's a thing. Maybe worth a little more money. Funny to see how much Storm changed in 2 to 3 years time, going from full luxurious white hair to the mohawk look. She's still very beautiful though. Alpha Flight #13. I just picked this up because it was a Wolverine on the cover, and I really liked the short, stubby Wolverine. He's almost the size of Puck, and that's kind of what Wolverine was always supposed to be. And it's just more in more modern times that he's kind of like grown up to be this, Hugh Jackman guy. I like that there's a gravestone here with John Byrne's name on it. Mighty Thor #397 versus Grog the God Crusher. Yep, there's a very popular villain. Nice shirtless Thor. He looks a little like Commandy here, doesn't he? It's kind of strange Thor look, but seemed like a fun dollar book. And $3.96 I also picked up because Black Knight on the cover. Black Knight is to Marvel for me what Mr. Miracle and Animal Man are to DC. If I see Black Knight on a cover, I generally instantly pick it up if it's $1 or $2. I've actually put an order into a auction on a first appearance of the current Black Knight, Dane Whitman. So hopefully that will go through, and I'll be able to show you that book in a month's time, or when the book gets here, if I'm lucky enough to win that. Gorgeous cover. The Avengers #240, guest starring Spider-Woman. This is the issue she comes out of her coma. It's kind of a fun era of the Avengers, some Doctor Strange. This is Captain Marvel here, although I'm not sure she goes by the name Captain Marvel at this point, but she becomes one of the Captain Marvels, the first female Captain Marvel. Tigra, She-Hulk. Great cover. Next up, we got a Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and the Inhumans. I'm not a huge Inhuman guy. I don't really get it. I don't know why they're pushing them so hard. I guess because of the whole, the X-Men rights are owned by Fox, blah, blah, blah. But I'm just, They're good guest stars once in a while. Just don't love the push they're getting right now. But it is fun to see Black Bolt and, Gorgon and the rest of the team back in the old days here. All right. Next up, I'm going to show you some DC Commons. Just some, again, a bunch of dollar books that are filling some holes in my collection. Blah, blah, blah. Flash number 5. First appearance of Speedmonger. Oh, no, it's my husband. This is Wally West Flash, of course. This was the beginning. This was just after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Barry Allen had just died. Wally West took on the mantle of the Flash. And this is basically around the time that I started reading comics. So this is 1987. So this is basically the Flash that I knew as I began my lifelong comic collecting ride. I went back and got a bunch of Barry Allen stuff, but Wally West was always the guy for me. So, these last few years have been a little rough, but he's back now. He's in the Titans book, so that's okay. Great cover too. Flash Annual number 1. Again, this is from that same run. So your Flash is Wally West, 1987. Same creative team. Very cool cover image. The first all-new Flash Annual, and still only $1. What a shame, but so it goes. Justice League number 177, featuring the most unexpected guest star of all, although it doesn't make it clear who that is, so I guess I'll find that out when I, open the book and give it a read. Unless it's Superman, that seems kind of weird. Isn't he part of the Justice League? Maybe not during this era. Anyways, you can see some, the cover's broken off into 4 panels. Adams in one, Green Arrow and Black Canary, Aquaman, and Superman, Batman. Good times. Another great Justice League cover here with Despero on the cover. This is 178. John Jones, the Manhunter from Mars. I love all the Justice League as part of this chessboard. It's very reminiscent, actually, of the very first Justice League cover. I imagine that this is, that's what it's going for. Just a little bit of a update on that. Very cool, though. Love this era of Despero. He looks really cool. He became kind of bigger and muscly eventually, but this is kind of how he looked when he first appeared. Justice League of America number 186. The Shaggy Man. In recent years, the Shaggy Man got a shave and is kind of bald now, but this is one of my favorite eras of Justice League in that I love Elongated Man on the team. Elongated Man is one of my all-time favorite DC characters. Doesn't get a lot of love. Hasn't been around in the New 52, I don't think. I'd love to see him come back, so we'll see what happens. But great character. Got his start in Detective Comics because he is a detective. He had a backup for a long time in Flash. Actually, maybe he got a start in Flash. I might be wrong there. In fact, I think I am. He is a backup feature in Flash for sure. But never had his own solo series. He did have a mini series in the 80s. I do have that. I'll have to show you that one sometime. It was only 4 issues. Never had his own ongoing. So that's kind of interesting. How many characters can you say that about? How many heroes have never had their own ongoing title? I mean, he's been part of teams, but he's never had an Elongated Man ongoing. Isn't that interesting? I think it is. Justice League of America, number 261, the final chapter. So this is the very last issue. Managed to grab this for $1. Pretty thrilled about that. This is probably like a $10 book. I just don't think anyone cares that it's a $10 book, though. Very easy to find. This is a crossover with Legends, which of course kicked off the new Justice League, so they had to clear the way and get rid of this one. That's Vixen on the cover there, if you didn't recognize her. Green Lantern. This is the I think this is volume 3. This is the relaunch that happened after Crisis by Gerard Jones, who it looks like is having some trouble these days. I don't know if you've heard this story, but apparently Gerard Jones might be into some of that kitty porn stuff, which is obviously very horrific. So I'm kind of a mixed blessing having bought a few of these issues now. But I guess innocent until proven guilty, but at the same time, gross. Green Lantern number 1, first issue. This book, it's a Hal Jordan book, but both Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner play a pretty big role in it. It was kind of underrated. I kind of like this. I kind of like the early part of this series. All right, now we're going to go backwards a little bit to the previous Green Lantern series when it was just after it was Green Lantern Corps. This is the 150th anniversary issue of Green Lantern. You can see a bunch of like purple lanterns or something in the back there. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't read this one, so I'm really looking forward to it. It's double-sized. You know my feelings on double-sized books. Can't wait to read that. Beautiful cover, though, isn't that? Really love it. Another older one. Who will be the new Green Lantern? It can't be. No, not you. And who is it? Well, spoiler, it's Jon Stewart. This is the first appearance of Jon Stewart as Earth's Green Lantern. The character of Jon Stewart had appeared a few issues before this. This is the first time we see him in the Green Lantern suit. Again, I got this for $1. I mean, this is like an 8. Easily an 8. There's a little bit of cover. You can see a little cover bend there. Nothing a pressing wouldn't take out. Doesn't break color. Of course, I talk about all that stuff, and I'll never do it. But regardless, this could be turned into a 9 pretty easy, and I got it for $1. So pretty thrilled. It becomes part of my permanent collection. Okay, we're going to go into kind of cover gallery books now, starting with, I think we're going to start with Superman. Just a couple of random Superman books that I bought because I dug the cover. This is a Brian Boland cover. You know how I love Brian Boland. He's my favorite cover artist. Yep, even more than Adam Hughes. Brian Boland is the man for me. Hands of Steel versus Fists of Fury with Luthor's life at stake. Look at skinny Luthor in the background here. That is just a phenomenal cover. Look at that. Oh, Brian Boland, you complete me. Beautiful cover. I picked this one up because I liked seeing Luthor in his super suit. You destroyed everything I love, Superman. Now I'll do the same for you. That is going to cost a lot of money to repair, ripping off the Daily Planet like that. I guess he also grew to giant size, colossal size in this. I don't know. Have to give this one a read. Great cover, though. I got Superman versus Superboy. A really great John Byrne cover. Also has a Legion of Superheroes backup feature, and Crypto the Superdog appears. But the highlight for me is that great John Byrne cover with Superboy punching Superman. Smallville isn't big enough for the both of us, Superman. That is a thing of beauty. World's Finest Comics, 300th issue. This is probably one of the last issues this era of World's Finest, closed off pretty shortly after this, I'm pretty sure. Great cover, though. Superman and Batman in the background with all the other heroes. I don't want to cover up my boy there. Nice Firestorm. Lots of great characters there. Geoforce, some Outsiders, Red Tornado, Katana. Look at that. Lots of, I guess it's Outsiders. I guess there's an Outsider story and a Justice League story. Oh, look. Oh, I'm so smart. It's right on the cover. The Outsiders and the Justice League. And also the New Teen Titans. All right. Wow. What else do we got here? Superman and the Joker. Number 41. And you'll see Joker hanging on to that chopper for dear life there. Actually, he's not even hanging on. I think he's falling. It looks like he's hanging on, but he's not. I guess he's dropping, and then Superman's going to have to go save the Joker. If you save the Joker, Perry White dies. And then Joker says, the joke is on me. It's a really cool cover. I love it when, these old comics. This is DC Comics Presents number 41. When, sometimes heroes had to team up with villains. That's always fun. An older Superman here, 40-cent cover price. This is number 338. Looks like Superman is shattering the Bottle City because Kandor must be enlarged, and there's Supergirl diving for him. Obviously, this is pre-Crisis, so this is the original Supergirl. Very nice cover. I got this Superboy. Adventure Comics presents a new solo story. I guess this is where Superboy kind of took over the title for a while. Not a great start for Superboy, though, getting punched out by a little girl. Pretty cool, though. Nice to see a little girl power. This is the kind of comic I would love my daughter to read. Okay, so next up, I've got some Brian Boland covers. You heard me, Brian Boland. Most of them are Wonder Woman, not all of them. Or maybe they are, I can't remember. Wonder Woman number 97. This was when William Messner Loebs was on the title, and Deodato was on art. Gorgeous, gorgeous covers. Boland did a very long run of Wonder Woman title covers, like maybe even longer than Adam Hughes' run on Catwoman, or his run on Wonder Woman. But look at that beautiful Joker cover. What? You don't love it? Well, why don't we see another one? Wonder Woman number 96 with Joker and Wonder Woman. This was her look at the time. She had kind of she had a kind of different look. I thought it was really cool. Wonder Woman, time's up. Look at that dynamite. Nobody, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Nobody draws the Joker like Brian Boland. We're kind of going backwards through the numbers here. Wonder Woman number 77. Again, William Messner Loebs. There's Wonder Woman fighting some giant ants. A beautiful representation by Brian Boland. A little girl fight action. Wonder Woman number 71. This was like a spacefaring adventure. Beautiful cover. God, I love these. Wonder Woman 66, the start of Journey into Stars. I love this getting into her spacesuit cover. Oh, so gorgeous. Look at that. Oh, man. Amazing. Wonder Woman guest starring Deathstroke. This is one of my favorite, just straight up iconic pictures. Let me get my hand out of there so you can enjoy it. Wonder Woman. I'm just going to pull that forward and just look at that. Oh my God. So beautiful. What a job. Brian Boland. I would love to own some of this art, some of these covers. Man, I wonder where these covers end up. I didn't want to leave you completely in a lurch on Adam Hughes, so I did find a couple that I picked up. Rose and Thorn number 3. These are beautiful covers, kind of understated. This one especially. Whoa. Rose and Thorn number 4. I'm surprised I don't see this one more. Everyone's fixated on the Catwoman and Wonder Woman runs, but man, I'm surprised people aren't all over this cover. I'm sure they are, but I don't see it as much in the videos. Beautiful cover, though. All right, now we're going to get into some older books. Oh my God, this video is so long. I apologize. I might even pull some of this stuff out for another video. But you've kind of suffered through all the boring dollar books. I want you to see some of the cool ones. Let's do this one. I was going to skip this, but let's do it. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser. I absolutely love this series. I own the trade of this as well. These were only a couple of bucks a piece. I had to get them. They're not really worth anything, but they all have Mike Mignola covers that predate the Hellboy stuff, and it's such a great story. This is Howard Chaykin wrote this, Mignola on art, and this is kind of from the world of Conan. Is where these stories kind of come from. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser number 4. Beautiful cover. Fafhrd and the Grey Mouser number 3. The Grey Mouser's a thief and Fafhrd's a warrior. And they're kind of this great team. Number 2. And finally, number 1. If you have a chance to read this and you're a fan of Conan, there's a great trade of this you can pick up. Or, these issues are dirt cheap. And man, it is a great, great read. One of my favorites. Oops, sorry about that. A little earthquake here, I guess. Okay, next up, I'm going to show you some... What am I going to jump to here? How about this one? Ghost Rider. Who doesn't love Ghost Rider? I've got a bunch of old Ghost Rider. Not that many, though. This filled some gaps. I think I might have got some doubles by accident, but mostly this is just filling some gaps. So we're kind of rolling backwards through the Ghostbusters. Wouldn't that be great if Ghost Rider got ghostbusted by the Ghostbusters? Okay, Ghost Rider number 69. A lot of sweet chopper action. Ghost Rider number 68. There's a early Mephisto, I think, in the background there. That's pretty cool. I wonder if that's like an early appearance. I'll have to look that up. Pretty cool. Beautiful cover. Who is this? Wow. I don't know who did that. But it's pretty gorgeous. Let's see if that clicks in there. Wow. I'm talking to myself now. Hey, sorry guys. Ghost Rider number 64 in the clutches of Asmodeus. Ooh, sounds like a thrilling adventure. Beautiful covers. I used to really like this when I was younger. It actually kind of scared me a little. I remember. I think my dad had a couple of these even way before I was reading superheroes. Back when I was reading like Dennis the Menace and Casper and the Harvey books, Hot Stuff and stuff like that. I remember my dad had a couple of Ghost Riders and they kind of scared the dickens out of me when I was 4 or 5 years old. Here's one where he fights the Arabian Knight. That's a character you don't see very often. I actually really like the Arabian Knight. He appeared in the Contest of Champions. He's been around a little bit. I think he's really cool. Flies around on a flying carpet. I'd like to see more of him, actually. Cool cover. Yeah. So Ghost Rider number 46. I like this. Ghost Rider's just calling him a loser. Loser, loser. Gorgeous cover. Ghost Rider 42. This one's a newsstand. Again, I don't really know what that means, but apparently they're worth a little more money, I guess. I don't know. The Lonesome Death of Johnny Blaze. It is a beautiful cover, though. Ghost Rider, the man who was the Ghost Rider. I asked in a video a while ago what this black line represented, because I noticed I had a bunch of comics that had a black line, and it's not just a marker. This is a manufactured, line. And I wasn't sure what it was, so I put the word out. And one of my viewers, thank you so much. I can't remember who it was. It was a while ago, but he got me the answer. He sent me a link to the answer. The answer was that this was kind of the era of the birth of the direct market. So they didn't have a way to delineate between direct market books and newsstand books. So if it was direct market, they put a line through it. And this lasted, I think, a month or two. What's this, 38? Yeah, I think it lasted a couple of months before they finally settled on the direct market image in the corner that we know today. Actually, today it's back to being a barcode. And it says direct market. But for a long time, it was these character images. So for just a few months, we had these lines. So that was really interesting to find out, and I really appreciate learning that. So thank you. Ghost Rider number 38, Cult of Doom. This looks like a pretty good one. Seems to be riding along the rim of a volcano or something. Pretty amazing. Great cover. Number 36, In Denver Dwells a Demon. Well, we all know that Denver's full of demons. But don't worry, Ghost Rider will take care of it. However, I'm not sure a guy with a flaming head should be quite so close to all those gas tanks. What do you think? Maybe a little bit of a fire risk. Ghost Rider number 32. I think this is the oldest one that I got in this haul. And these were all, I think these were all in the $2-3 range. A lot of them are like... I wouldn't say any of these are super minty, but they're all in like I would say 6.5 to 8.5 range. Maybe a couple of 9s. So they were all fairly cheap. I love this lynching cover. We can see the origin of the bounty hunter. I don't know if that villain, ever did much beyond this book, but it's a pretty striking cover. All right, that's it for Ghost Rider. Next up, I'll show you some... You know what? I'm going to move this along a little faster. I'm actually going to save these ones for another haul, because this haul is getting really long. I'm going to go to my, some of my more premier books. I think I can make this into a third haul. So that's what I might do. I might just kind of finish up with my older books here and then build a whole other haul next week out of the rest of this stuff. So we got Adventure into Fear, number 22 with this was the showcase title for Morbius the Living Vampire. You can see it's got all kinds of cover troubles. Most of these they were in the $5 range because the condition is not great. I think I got this one for $3 or $4 because this is a big problem, obviously, if I were to want to resell it, which I don't, lucky for me, but it is a bit of a mess. But I look forward to just enjoying it as a reading copy. War is Hell, number 8 with Sergeant Fury. I think this, don't quote me on this. In fact, don't ever quote me because my quotes probably would get you in a lot of hot water because they're always wrong. But I think this might be a reprint title. Not sure. War is Hell, starring Sergeant Fury. So this is a pretty cool book to grab for a couple of bucks. I really like these old war stories. Green Lantern, number 37. Evil Star. I don't think this is the first appearance of Evil Star, but it is an early appearance of Evil Star, who we haven't seen for quite a while, actually. Did Jeff Johns ever do anything with Evil Star? He really should have. He's a cool character and all his little starlings. Great cover, though. Great book. Not great condition, but I bet it's a great read. The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves. I'm actually not familiar with this title, but it had Ghost in it, and it had a pretty cool cover, and it's Charlton, so I picked it up. Number 7, 12-cent cover price. I paid a little more than that. I paid about $4, $5. But we'll see what this guy's all about. I don't think I've ever read a Dr. Graves book before. Weird War. I love this title. Issue number 7. I love the old war books. I love the old ghost books. I love the old Western books. When you combine those three elements, the Weird War and the Weird Western, I absolutely adore them. This is a Joe Kubert cover, by the way, and a really cool one. There's a signature there, if you can see it, above the skeletal hand. Very nice. Wonder Girl and Supergirl and Wonder Woman. This is actually Brave and the Bold, number 63. I love this villain. I love the way he talks into his thing. Multi-face talking. It's like, I guess they were worried that the readers wouldn't know who he was, so they had to work his name into the way into his speech bubble, which sounds ridiculous, but look at his face. He is ridiculous. So I don't know if this guy ever came back or what his story is, but fun Wonder Woman Supergirl cover there. Challengers of the Unknown, number 29. I actually have another copy of this. I can't remember if I showed it to you because I got it actually pretty recently, but it was only I think $3, so I bought it again because I'm always rescuing these old Silver Age books. I just can't leave them there to get dusty. It just seems wrong. Cool cover though. I don't have a lot of the old Challengers of the Unknown. I have some of the newer series, but I look forward to reading that one. The Brave and the Bold, number 73, Aquaman the Atom. I don't think it's a very smart idea to take the Atom underwater, even, it's not like he can breathe underwater. Doom Patrol, number 91. 12-cent cover price, of course. Only I Can Save You from the Master of the Plastic Men. It's kind of this is kind of weird, eh? Robot Man's kind of like shriveling up. Very cool. I love the Doom Patrol. One of my favorite teams. I actually really liked it when Grant Morrison took over, but then again, the person who took over for Grant Morrison was trying to be like Grant Morrison and trying to make it weird and creepy and all that. And, the book suffered as a result and was ultimately canceled. I think the last writer on that title was Rachel Pollack, who I didn't mind, but it just seemed like she was trying too hard to make the book as weird as possible. Doom Patrol's never really thrived since. I do like the new Young Animals version, though, so I'm enjoying that from DC. Here's Doom Patrol. I believe this is the origin of Beast Boy, who, of course, is Changeling and back to Beast Boy now, I think, in the Teen Titans books. I think this is only his second appearance. This is kind of a key issue, or it would be if it wasn't water damaged and a little gunked up. This is probably like a 3.5 at best. But it's a fun book to have. Second appearance of Beast Boy. Doom Patrol number 114 versus Korra the Conqueror, like some caveman guy. Cool cover. Metal Man number 27. I had a Metal Man a couple of weeks ago. I don't read a lot of Metal Men, but lately this is what I've been finding in the cheap bins, in the cheap Silver Age bins. So, I'll read anything, basically. And this one looked really fun. Fearful Foe from the East is like Genghis Khan, I guess, a little bit. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, number 109. I loved this cover. Jimmy Olsen hanging out with Lex Luthor. A shockumentary. Luthor's pal, Jimmy Olsen. That's pretty cool. Stop the pain, Jimmy. I'll reveal my true identity. Very cool cover. And then finally a nice old Green Lantern again to end on. Green Lantern featuring Secret of the Power Ringed Robot. I've been turned into a robot and I didn't even know it. His hand is not a very good robot either if your hand breaks off after you punch one guy. Wow. That's like that's some shoddy buildmanship on the whoever built this robot. You got to be able to, if you're a robot that is entirely designed to punch people, you probably should be able to withstand more than the punch of one regular dude. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'll leave that there for a sec. I actually had a lot more books to show you, but this haul video was getting outrageously long, so I did kind of pack it in. So now there's going to be a third video of this haul to show you some of these other books that I really wanted to show you today, and I was excited to talk about, but it'll have to wait till next week. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I apologize. I know I talked my butt off. I'm sure most of you just skip through to the titles. I don't blame you. Probably the smart thing to do. Those of you who did suffer through it, I apologize and I thank you. All right, I'm going to turn you over to a guy you know and love. It's Near Mint Nerd. You saw him at the beginning of the video, and here he is again at the end. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, old Fuzzy. Oh, Kermie, you're looking just fine tonight. Oh, thanks, Fuzzy. Oh, what's happening?
Oh, hey, how's it going? Hope you enjoyed the haul video. Got a little bored because I know it was pretty long. I've been sitting here waiting for it to end the whole time. But I'm glad it's over now, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed getting those books. I'm certainly going to enjoy them in my collection. A lot of them I haven't even read yet, so I'm going to be diving into that. I want you to come back again real soon. I want you to subscribe. I want you to hit like. I want you to leave a comment. I thrive on those comments. I'm closing in on 200 subs. I can't believe it. I'm so excited about that. So excited, in fact, that I'm going to give away a prize. I'm going to have a little contest. Not yet. I think in the next 2 weeks we're going to be, where we need to be to get all that organized. But I really appreciate you guys coming back here. There's a couple of you guys that come every video, and I really appreciate it. Be sure to tell your friends in the community about it. I want to thank you for all the community support I've received. That's it for today. I'm going to be back next week, but a little later in the week. I think my Wednesday new comics haul won't be up until Thursday because real life. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff that's going on. So it might be a day late. Might be less content next week. Don't freak out. Still lots to come. All right, guys. Take care, and we'll see you next time on the Near Mint Nerd. And this is I Got Issues. Take care, guys.